East conflict is hitting Africa. Well, my friends, welcome back to the Addy Talk channel. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed that food is getting more expensive? Fuel prices are rising again. Transport costs are going up drastically. Well, many people blame the government. Some blame the traders. Others even blame inflation. But there is another factor that many people don't think about. A conflict in the Middle East is quietly affecting African economies. Let's take a look at the problem. How the problem started? Well, the Middle East is one of the most important regions in the global economy that you should know, not just Africa. Many of the world's oil and gas supplies come from that region. Major shipping routes also pass through there. When conflict breaks out, those routes become very dangerous, and the flow of energy and goods become disrupted. Yes, that you should know. When that happens, oil prices rises, especially when it concerns the Strait of Hormuz. Since Israel and the United States started recent attacks on them, Iran has closed down the waterway where about 25% of the world's oil passes through. That you should be very much aware of. Yes. Due to this, the world has been feeling the pinch of it. Fuel is more expensive across the world, including here in Africa. So why African feels it more? Let's ask ourselves, why do we feel this more? Now, here is where Africans' problem becomes even clearer. Africans stand out globally, not because it lacks oil, but because it lacks refineries. Many African countries import fuel, yes, and that is a fact. Compared to other countries, it remains one of the most dependent on imported fuel. That means we are depending on the global market twice, once to sell and to buy. So when global oil prices rise, African countries feel it more. They feel the pain. And who feels the pain? The people. Another issue is oil reserves. Some countries keep large oil reserves so that they can survive when global prices rise or supply is disrupted, just as it is happening now. But many African countries do not have stronger or even a well-managed reserves. Now let's ask ourselves the question, why? These are the reasons. Poor planning over the years, weak investment in infrastructure, which is needed, corruption and mismanagement of funds, and in some cases, lack of political will. Yes, the politicians don't care. So when people feel the shock, and when global shock happens, there is no stronger buffer and the people pay the price. Farmers pay more to transport food to cities. Traders pay more to move goods. Transport operators increase fares. Before long, everyone and everybody feels the pressure. Countries like Egypt and Ethiopia are already taking steps to control inflation because food and energy prices are rising. What Egypt and Ethiopia are doing is simple: protecting their people from a global crisis. What is stopping other countries in Africa? They are subsidizing fuel, securing food supplies, and tightening their economies so the shock from this Middle East disaster does not hit them too hard at home. Now, the bigger question is, right now, families are stretching their income to cover more expenses, income that is already short. Yet, the conflict causing these problems is happening far away, not close to us, not close to the shore of Africa. But we are feeling the impact. So this brings us to an important question that we must ask ourselves. Why should Africa keep suffering from problems it can partly control? That's a good question that we must find a way to answer. So if more countries invested in local refining, better storage, and stronger energy systems, the impact of global crisis would reduce. Also, if agriculture and local production were stronger and well managed, food prices would not rise so quickly and drastically as is happening to every one of us now. This is not just about global conflict. It is also about local preparation, the African continent preparing for the unforeseen circumstances. So, my friends, let's look at the connection that we often miss. So the next time prices rise suddenly, it may not just be local policies. Sometimes the problems start far away from us. But it becomes bigger because we are not fully prepared at home. So I want to ask you, should African countries invest more in refineries and fuel reserves? My friends, share your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe to the Adi Talk channel, because here we break down global issues in a way that connects directly to our everyday lives. So thank you for watching.